Tutorial. Create a WPF application in C#. In this tutorial, you'll become familiar with many of the tools which I just talked about. With many of the tools, dialog boxes, and designers that you can use when you develop applications with Visual Studio. You create a Hello World application, design a interface, add code, debug errors at the same time. Learn about the working in the Visual Studio integrated development environment. That's configure the IDE, create the project, design a user interface, and debug the application. Prerequisites. Now you notice how I'm speaking English instead of another language? If you don't have Visual Studio, go to Visual Studio Downloads, install it for free. Make sure that the .NET desktop development workload is installed. You can do this using the configuration of the Visual Studio installer. You can use either .NET Work Framework or .NET Work Core for this tutorial. .NET Core is the newer, more modern .NET Core. .NET Core requires Visual Studio 19 or above. What is Windows Presentation Foundation? That's a big one. I have to see what I'm doing to see this. I mean, the font's really big. Kind of a glitter, but that solar panel's broken. Okay. Here's what it is. Now, would you rather watch TV or listen to somebody else say this? See my face now, right? Old Spice. Here it is over here. I just didn't have the windows correct. But it works. If I didn't have a cracked screen, and I didn't have that light flashing constantly, I'd have it perfect. Don't forget the lights went out yesterday. Where were we? What is Windows? What's it say? Windows Presentation Foundation is a... What is it? Can't even see. Is a user interface framework that creates can you imagine working from home doing this as a presenter? Yeah, I'm doing it right now, even though I don't have an audience. WPF development platform supports a local broad set of application features, including application model, resources control, graphics, layout, data binding, documents, and security. WPF is part of .NET. Now, if you have previously built application using .NET, using ASP.NET or within those forms, the programming experience should be familiar. Now, if WPF uses the extension markable language, that's application markup language, to provide a declarative model for the application programming, more information, go to desktop guide, WPF.net. Configure the IDE, always tough to do. When you launch Visual Studio, the start window opens. Select continue without code. Continue without the code, it says. Now you know how to do this from scratch, right? Where am I over here? Start without the code. To see tool windows, menu bars, toolbars, and main window space. Toolbars are docked on the sides of the application. To start, the search box, menu bar, standard toolbar are like across the top. When you load an application or solution, editors, designers appear in the central space. When you develop an application, you spend most of the time in the central area, in the center court. Now you wonder who's playing basketball, right? Create the project. When you create an application in Visual Studio, you create a project and a solution. For this example, create a WPF project, Open Visual Studio. It's right here on my desktop. On the Start window, choose Create New Project. Right at the bottom, it's the bottom right. On the Create New Project screen, search for WPF, choose WPF application, choose Next, create a new project. Look at all that stuff. On the next screen, give the project a name, Hello WPF app, and choose Next. A lot of parameters on that. In addition window, verify the .NET 8.0 is selected for your target framework. Create additional information. Visual Studio creates an app, project, and solution. I'm cutting this short because I can read really fast. WPF Designer shows a design. Now you're all following up with this on virtual reality, right, with the marchers and stuff. WPF Designer shows a design view and XAML view of main window.xaml in a split view. You can slide the splitter, like a baseball player splitter, to show more or less either views. Now you can choose to see only one view or only the view of the XML. It shows a blank screen with a lot of blue. It says Microsoft Schema. Note. Write it down. For more information about AXML, go see whatever it says. After you create the project, you can customize it. To do so, choose Properties, Windows, View, Menu, F4. Designers already know this. Then you can display and change the options, project, control, hello, release, active config, description, page, startup path, name of the file, design the unit of interface, which is easy. If the designer isn't open, select main window.xml, select Shift F7. In this tutorial, I have 3 types of controls: text block, radio buttons button. Add a text block. This is simple. All you do is drag it. If you're not up to that point, at this point, you ain't got a chance. Text box, all controls, rich text box. Add a text block control to design service. Choose text blocks item and drag it into the window. It's easy. Just drag it right on. Has a little key on there. You should see that image. The XML markup should look the grid, text block, wrap, text block, vertical alignment, top, margins. This is design. This is easy. Customize the text block in the area. You can change anything you want basically by dragging it around. Look for the markup. Select message option. Choose. This is all written down on the internet. Visual Studio, grid, text block, display button, vertical alignment, top. Here's the text block again. Add radio buttons, which like the radio ... Whoops, skip the page. And now we're back to select the message option. You got a radio button lay down on the canvas. Hello button is the name of it. And then you got common, click mode, comment. It's complicated. Properties window. This could take forever to develop one of these. This is page 133 of 288. Add text display of each radio button. I'm on page 134 now of what I was just talking about. Update the content. Say, wow, text block, radio button. Look at all that code. It looks easy. Select a radio button to change by default. Look, see, I'm on TV. Looks like it's working that right. Oh, believe me, this thing is going nuts. I'm flashing right. No, but this light's definitely flashing. If I had a full screen, I'd be able to read it. Select the radio button. This is page 134. Just follow along. Anybody can do this. Look at all that code. Add the button control. That's the final UI element. Now we're on page 135. In the toolbox, follow along. Here's the XML view content because the computer can't keep up because it's 288 pages, 130. It's 13. It's almost. It's a gig almost of code, a PDF file. And if your internet goes down, you'll never figure it out. Should resemble this: big white space, hello, display, 70% screen size. XML markup should look this: radio button, text block, radio button, button content, add code to the display button. That's when you click it, it does something. The code behind, they already told you about that, right? Yeah. On the main design is private void button click, object sender, routed events, arguments, A. That's stuff I could never figure out. Object sender, that's a tough one. When you double click display button, click equals button click. Grid, same thing. It's got the same code over and over again. Button click. Here's the C# button. If hello button dot is checked equals true with the double equal sign, it says hello. If the goodbye button is checked equals true with the double equal sign, message says goodbye. That's the goodbye button. Debug and test the application. Change the name of the main XML window. Find and fix errors, which is tough to do. Here goes systemio.io.exception. Cannot locate resource. Stop the debugger. Who's picking their nose right now? Okay, start the debugger again, press F5. Debug with breakpoints, that's tough to do. It's tough. Add breakpoints, that's usually the green thing. But you can skip over those depending on which one you're on. And then this one's stuck on message box, show hello world in very small print. So it got stuck on the goodbye button. Step out of it, which is tough because then you don't know if the local host is working. Now you're going to view a representation of the UI elements. Go to live visual tree. That looks, whoa, hello app, main window, this is all indented border, adorner, decorator, content presenter, grid, text box. I mean, this is 7 levels down. That's the adorner layout. Build a release version of the application. It looks easy, just press build, clean the solution. And then you change the build configuration, say hello world. That's just the easy part. That's the end of it. Congratulations, you completed this tutorial. Don't forget, the circumference of the Earth changes. Yeah, don't forget I had a 3.17 in engineering. Not 3.14 pi. I had a 3.17 out of direct. So let's see if you can qualify for that.